All right, everybody, let's all just sound like we're happy to be here. It is this week's episode of The Summer of Me. I put my white shirt on and didn't get a lick of makeup on it except for lipstick. And it's all over my shirt. So if you see it on my white shirt, no, you don't. You did not see it. My mom used to say she always knew what I had for lunch because it was on my shirt. And I wish that I was different as a 35-year-old, but I'm not. I still have shit all over my shirt all the time. I have a really bad habit of wiping my hands on my shirt, just spilling my dirty secrets right now. And it is just, I wish I was better. And I love a white shirt. I love a crisp white, but I don't, apparently, because I always damage them. So anyways, sorry about that. Sorry about it. And my bra strap is twisted. Okay. You're lucky I'm wearing a bra with a white t-shirt. Hold on. Actually, this is a great story. We were at the kids' like VBS, Vacation Bible School, like they had like a week-long thing. And then at the end of the week, they do like a performance. And Rob and I were going out on a date afterwards. So I was wearing like a little, like just like a regular white tank top and denim shorts, I think. And Memphis came over. They had this event catered. So she had like a full bottle of water. She came over and accidentally dumped this entire water bottle all over my white tank top. It was it looked like I was in a wet t-shirt contest. It was so mortifying. It was like, I am the girl that showed up at Vacation Bible School with a wet white tank top and you could see my boobs through it. And it was not my proudest moment, but the Lord loveth. Anyways, no. Today's episode is how to be sexy. The irony, I actually forgot about that. All right, the irony there, but we are going to talk about how to level up your sexiness. And I am not coming to you from a position of authority. I am coming to you from a position of like, we can do this collectively together. For the first, 30 years of my life, did not identify as sexy, did not feel sexy, wasn't even like, there was such an real talk. Like we grew up like very in like a very conservative Christian church. There was a lot of like shame culture and like purity culture. Sexy was like filthy, bad, dirty, you little slut. And I was not about to dive into that world. So I didn't even understand or want to feel sexy or need to feel sexy, or like, it was just like not part of my world at all. But I felt like once I started to kind of like come into my own and like, okay, I matter too. I have an identity too, outside of motherhood, outside of being a wife. And I like found myself reaching for this feeling of like, I want to feel sexy. I want to feel good in my clothes. I want to like walk out somewhere, like go on a date or whatever and like feel sexy. I don't want to feel like mom jeans and like a baggy shirt to cover my rolls. And like, I don't know. I just was like, not that I didn't have rolls. I've always been like fit, but like you just like sexiness really isn't like a size or a shape. It is like you embody this feeling. And I just like didn't know anything about it and didn't want to feel that way and didn't know how to like want to feel that way and all of these things. So again, going through like the summer of me, I started to feel like this, like, oh, okay. Like, okay, sis. And then especially like, ending a marriage and like feeling like, oh shit, like I have to go date and like I can't go date in my dirty grubby t-shirt and like my bike shorts and my top knot that has definitely not seen a shower in like at least 7 days. So I was like, fuck, I gotta figure out how to be kind of sexy maybe. Like I gotta sex it up a little bit. And so I'm gonna parlay a few things that I learned and a few things that have helped in that process, but also like I think like, again, I want to remind you before we get into this, it's not like a size or a shape or a type or whatever. It really is like, this is so cliche, but like sexiness really is like so much confidence from the inside. So we're going to talk about it. As we do on this podcast, we talk about shit. Okay. Sexy can I dun, 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 dun. We're going to make that the theme song for this episode. I can't remember what it is, but who sings that? Oh, it's Ray J. Oh, okay. Sexy can I? Didn't he date Kim Kardashian? Oh, yeah. I think they have an infamous sex tape together. Okay. Hi, welcome to the summer of me. How to be sexy. Okay. Number one, Do you like how you feel physically? And again, I am not talking about weight or like, do you like how you feel physically? I think this one is like people, we might get into dicey territory here. I'm just warning you guys, but I think it's easy to be like, oh, well, this is my weight after kids or whatever. And like, I just feel like shit. And like, I've accepted that as my reality. Here's what I found. Like my weight and like my shape and my body and all these things like have ebbed and flowed. But I know for me, I feel more confident and more sexy when I like the way I look physically. And that doesn't even necessarily mean like I'm at my goal weight but if I'm working towards that. So I think something first to note is like, it's going to be really hard to like go out and feel sexy or like have a confidence if you hate the way you look. And if you're not doing anything about it, right? Like we can all like be like, oh my God, I just had a baby, or I've had a really stressful, like I went through a divorce or whatever. And some people are eaters in stress and some people are starvers. I'm a starver. I don't eat if I'm stressed out. Even when I was like super, super thin, I hated the way I looked. I was like, I feel disgusting. I feel too thin. I don't feel sexy. Like I have no curves. My butt is flat, all these things. And we can stand in a mirror all day long and like hate the way we look and judge ourselves. But if we're not doing something about it, that is like really where the discrepancy comes in. So first of all, you wouldn't believe how many women don't look at themselves in the mirror or hate looking at themselves in the mirror. So I want to encourage you to stand in front of a mirror in your underwear and bra, or naked if you can stand the side of your own vagina and your boobs. And like look at yourself and be like, where do I want to improve, or what do I love? Both actually. And I think for me, when I feel the best is when I'm working towards something. It's not even necessarily like, okay, I achieved my weight, like now I'm living here. No, like what are you working towards? So for me, it's like, I want to have a bigger butt. I want to like build muscle. I want to tone my body, or I want to lose 5 pounds. So like, am I eating healthier? Am I working towards that goal? Am I taking care of myself? Because you taking care of yourself and focusing on more than just your kids, more than just your job, more than just your spouse, take care of yourself. Like that breeds confidence and sexiness, because you're like, I matter too. And I deserve to have this attention on me. And I deserve to take 40 minutes out of my day to work out. Just kidding. We only work out for 20 minutes around here. Like 40, blasphemy. If it's longer than 20 minutes, I am like, oh, I fell off my Peloton. I don't know what happened. I faked my own death. Real talk, most of the time I opt for a 15-minute Peloton because I am that bitch. But anyways, I think figuring out like, what do I want to improve on? What do I like? And how am I going to do that? What's your plan moving forward so that you're actually proactively doing something for yourself and for your body? That is going to lend to feeling sexy and feeling more confident. Number 2, okay, we're talking about confidence. Obviously, confidence is literally like, in my opinion, if you see somebody and you're like, that girl is like, I can say I am very, what's the word? This should not be hard. Not gay. What's the word for not gay? Straight. I am very straight. I am super straight. I'm very straight, but I can look at a woman and be like, she is sexy. 9 times out of 10, it's not even like physically. It's like she has a sexy attitude. Courtney's wiping her tears. She has a sexy attitude. Like she comes off confident. Like it is all inside. So channeling like what makes you be you and feel like this is my gold. Like this is my core trait. Real talk. Some of the prettiest girls are the most insecure. I have worked in like on photo shoots for years, different like doing art directing and like styling and all these things for so many different places, so many different companies. Some of these models are so insecure. What do you think about this? Like they're supermodels. You guys, these people are hired to look pretty and wear clothes, and they are insecure. So confidence is not outward. Like yes, there is certainly like it plays a part, which is what we talked about in the first part here, but it is not all outward. It is really like comes from the inside. And so here's what I think you can do in this. Make a list of all the things that you have to offer, not physically, internally. What do you have to offer? Are you funny? I'm super kind. I'm really empathetic. I am great at like loving on my friends. Like make a whole list of like 10 things. Let's put it at 10. 10 things that you love about yourself. If you can't come up with 10 things that you love about yourself, you need to do some work. Okay. You need to figure out those things. You need to, love yourself a little bit. You need to love yourself a little bit more. We're getting silly. And you need to come up with a list of like, what are the 10 things? And then you're going to emote those things when you go out. You are going to be that person. You're going to take your skin off and you're going to be like, you know, it's like how Beyonce like puts on like this fake personality, Sasha Fierce or whatever. I guess it's not fake. It's like it's her inner, what does she call it? Her like, or it's her alter ego. Like you are going to come out confident as who you are on the inside, not the outside. We're already working on the outside, but like you're going to show up as that person that you don't see in the mirror, but you have on the inside. And I think that is like really going to lead, it's going to lend you a lot when it comes to confidence. For me, like one of the things that I feel most confident about myself is like I can be funny, like I can be sharp or quick-witted, and that's something that I try to lead with in a situation where maybe I'm not as confident like physically, or I'm just feeling like maybe like a little bit insecure. I try to lead with that because I know that like that makes me feel like the strongest version of myself. I am really, really good at like loving people and being like empathetic. I used to suck at this. I used to be terrible about this. I've gone through enough now in my life that like I have empathy towards people's situations, and I try to lead with that because it makes me feel confident, because it's something I know that I'm good at. So figuring out like, what do you love about yourself? What are you good at? And leading with those things externally will go a long ways in terms of coming off sexy and confident. Number 3, dress in what you love. Do not fucking dress with the trends that are out if they don't make you feel good. You guys, some of the shit that people wear nowadays, like Bermuda shorts that are like 14 sizes too big. I'm sorry, like you look fine, whatever, but like that is not what I'm coming out feeling sexy and confident. I am wearing that and I'm like, I surely am dressed as a clown today. And like, this might be trendy in Vogue, but I look like dog ass. Like there's no way. So I think it's very tempting to be like, well, I want to be like sexy and cute. I should like wear what everybody else is wearing. No. Wear what you feel like really confident in and what you feel really sexy in, and you will have no option but to be confident and sexy in that outfit. Like, I think it is so easy to get scooped up with the trends and scooped up with what people are going to think you look cute in or whatever. But there's so much power in dressing in what you love. And sometimes that's not going to be like the most flattering thing for your body, but like, if you're coming off confident and you're like, your attitude is sexy, it's not going to matter if it's not super flattering on your body, because all that's going to do is, if you're dating and some guy's going to be like, I'm just like dying to know what's actually underneath that. And like, they don't get to know. And like, you're still coming off so sexy. If you're dressing for yourself and you're like, I don't fucking care what people think. I have a husband at home who like loves me because I'm funny and I'm charismatic and I'm empathetic and I'm kind. And he gets to see that all the time. Like, so you have to figure out like who you're showing up for and like how you're wanting to present yourself. And dressing in what you love and what you feel confident in is truly like one of the best power moves that you can make. Here's one for you. Get something sexy. In order to feel sexy, I feel like you got to like actually like get something a little bit sexy. So if you're in a relationship or married or whatever, you need to get some lingerie. Amazon has a great selection of the lingerie. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to go spend $1 bajillion. Get some lingerie. If you have not worn, I will never forget, I was like with a group of girlfriends and we were like talking about like inappropriate things with like, some of them are married, some of them are dating, whatever. And this girl was talking about how she has not like she's had sex with her husband, but she has not done anything else in like a decade. She's like, I don't even know how to give a blowjob anymore. Like, I don't know how to do that. Like, we haven't done that in 10 years. I'm like, you need to go do that. Like, you gotta be a little bit sexier. If you want to feel sexy, you got to actually do some sexy things. So get some lingerie. Like, number 1, if you have not worn lingerie in a decade, I don't care. Go buy a new set of lingerie, a little like teddy, something. And just like, that is going to be like, ooh, okay, I can be sexy. If you're trying to like spice up your love life, get a vibrator and bring it into your bedroom with your spouse. I'm just saying, I'm not going to dive too deep into this one, but don't sleep on it because it really can change your sex life. Or just honestly like make your like sizzle up your romance a little bit and make you feel like, okay, I still got it. Stella has her groove. It's not gone. It's going to carry outside of the bedroom is I think what happens here is like you have that like moment. And again, if it's with your spouse or your boyfriend or by yourself, I mean, I don't hate, no shame in your game, but it's going to carry outside of the bedroom because you're going to have that like sexy energy. Embrace your quirks. This is a huge one. People are weird and people love weird people. I'm telling you, quirks are the sexiest. Like, if you are dating somebody or if you even friendship, I think quirks and friendship are like so sexy. If I see somebody and I'm like, you are weird, and I fucking love it. Like, there's something about you that is like so weird and I'm so into it. We were watching Perfect Match and like there was a girl talking about this on there and I was like, yes, this is so spot on, where it was like she was basically saying like, I am really weird. And like the fact that this guy's like willing to be weird too is like the freaking sexiest thing ever. And so I think we oftentimes try to like hide our quirks. Like this girl laughs really loud or something like that is like weirdly attractive because she doesn't give a fuck. She's there to have a good time and laugh. And like nobody really cares what your laugh sounds like unless you're like that one lady from that TV show back when we were kids, the sitcom, The Nanny. But like, honestly, like quirks are truly like what makes you different, and people want to be with somebody who's different. They don't want to be with somebody who fits in the mold and is all the same. And like, if that is how you're going to behave, you're going to attract this same exact type of person, which let me tell you, they're shells of humans because all they're doing is trying to fit in and they're not getting to be themselves. Embrace your quirks. If you're funny, if you laugh weird, if you crack your neck or your knuckles at weird times of the day, or I don't know, like just be your quirky self. That is how you were created. Those are the things that are going to shine brightest about you and attract people. Like attracts like. If you're quirky and you like, that's who you truly are, you're going to attract that back. If you're fucking boring, you're going to attract boring people. I tell my kids all this all the time. Like, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. I'm like, only boring people get bored. I'm sorry, but it is true. Like if you are bored, it's because you're boring. Go figure out something to do and be less boring because I got 18 more years with you and I'm not about to tolerate this. And then these are very like subtle random things. Eye contact. So they say like 90 something % of like communication is through somebody's eyes. If you can make good eye contact, and like, especially if you're dating or you're like trying to date or whatever, like eye contact goes a very, very, very long way. We used to always say like, yeah, I fucked the shit out of somebody. But really like you can say a lot with your eyes. You don't have to actually use your mouth. You can say a lot with your eyes. Well, you'll have to use your mouth eventually, but if your eyes get you that far. Anyways, eye contact, even if it's in like a business relationship or a friendship, I think like, especially with business, like if you're trying to get a job and you're coming off confident, well, we've gone from sexy to confident, but those things are interchangeable. But I think like coming off confident, like having strong eye contact is huge. Posture is another thing. This is something that I like really need to work on. I'm tall, so like my posture is constantly like slumping. But like I think like just like if I'm sitting here like this versus like this, like who feels sexier, right? No, but really like posture. I have to find this picture. There's a picture of me when it was like towards the end of our divorce. I was in therapy, doing virtual therapy with my therapist, sobbing, but I was wearing my posture corrector because I was I had been like going on dates and I was like trying to be better about my posture. And it's literally like I took a picture of myself because I was like, I'm so pathetic in this moment. I'm like sobbing on camera with my therapist in my like posture corrector. Anyways, all that to say, you can buy posture correctors and they do help tremendously. But posture goes a really, really long way. And oftentimes you can point out the people who like don't feel sexy or who lack the most confidence in a room because they are like this. They are like covered. They're, like kind of like this versus like somebody who's like operating in the room like this. Like they're they're out. And then the last thing is a smile. I really despise when men are like, you should smile more. Like you should fucking die more, actually. But I do think that a smile, if you're trying to be confident and you're trying to be sexy, goes so far. You would not believe how many people don't actually smile. If you're at an airport with me, like don't even think I'm going to smile. I don't even think about smiling at an airport. But like if you're talking to somebody and like, they're like, hey, nice to meet you. And you're like, hi, nice to meet you too. Or like, hi, it's so nice to meet you. They do say like teeth are like very, very, very powerful when it comes to being sexy and confident. Like your teeth and your eyes are like the biggest reads on your personality and your like status and all of these things. But anyways, all that to say, smiling goes a long way when it comes to being sexy. And we like oftentimes like want to be like, yes, queen, like I'm like sultry and whatever. Like no, people cannot resist a beautiful big smile. So anyways, this is my hot take on like a few ways that you can be a little bit sexier, physically, emotionally, like just mindset wise. And, I think it goes a long way. Like confidence really will take you so far in life. And it's easy to be like, well, I don't look like her, or I'm not at my like dream weight, or this outfit, like, this trendy outfit, like I would never wear a crop top or this, whatever. Like you don't have to follow the rules that society has deemed like, oh, I have to be a size 4 and wear this outfit that I saw on like in Vogue and like do this thing. Like, no, it is like so much like how you come off. Think about like the people in your life where you're like, that is the sexiest, most confident person I know. Like, who is it and what do they have that makes them that way? Chances are it's not that they're the prettiest person in the room or that they're the most successful person in the room. It's probably all these other subtleties that like we don't realize, and we go after this like, I have to be sexy from a conventional manner. No, that is actually not like what sexiness is at the end of the day. And it's not going to make you feel the sexiest, and it's not going to make you come off the most confident. And I think when you can really nail down those two things, being sexy and confident, like you can accomplish so much, whether that is like in work, whether that's just for your own like mindset and your own feeling of like, I have got this. Like when you're rediscovering your identity, I think confidence and sexiness can go a really long way. Thanks for listening to The Summer of Me. You can listen to episodes on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can watch on YouTube. Come hang out and follow my chaos on Instagram at Kendra for now. See you next time.